Today we're reacting to a video called How India's Perfumers Recreate the Smell of Rain on Earth. I think they're referring to the term petrichor, when you get that first rain on soil after it's been humid for a few days. I think this is a very specific smell. I think Maison Margiela tries to recreate it on when the rain stops, but this has 8 million views. It probably has a lot of hubbub about it. I want to see what it's about. And it's probably better than the Maison Margiela replica that they're trying to make there. So let's see what this video's got going for it.
Fresh roses are the main ingredient for this ancient way of making perfume. The tradition is thousands of years old.
Just so you guys know, to make even like 5 mils of rose oil, it takes, I think, like 400 kilograms of rose petals. It's extremely intensive to actually make natural perfumery and ingredients, hence why natural perfume ingredients are usually extremely expensive. Yeah, I have it in this perfumer's handbook actually, which is quite handy. It says, fascinatingly, it takes up to 10,000 roses to fill a 5 milliliter bottle of rose oil, which is one of the reasons it's such a costly ingredient, which is just an insane fact when you think about how labor intensive it is to make perfume oils. So the next time you're spending $300 on that amouage, now you know why.
And this small city in India is one of the only places that still makes it this way. One batch can take weeks or even months to prepare. The result is 100% pure perfume, also called attar, the Arabic word for fragrance.
So I think attar is most commonly going to be used in the Middle East. I think Muslims like to use it because it's more halal, you don't have any alcohol in it, it's pure perfume oil, and you'll see a lot of Muslims either use rollers and roll it onto their skin, or they may drop it or just spread it on with sticks. It has different ways of being applied. It's pure perfume oil, so there's no alcohol, and it's usually more intense, usually very rich smelling, and usually louder, surprisingly. I don't understand how the chemistry works behind that, but they usually are very, very potent fragrances.
But what makes the attar so special is also what is leading to its demise. The time-consuming process is hard to sustain. We visited India's perfume capital, Kannauj, to see how this craft is still standing.
I don't know where that is in India, so I'm just going to quickly look it up. Kannauj, India, I'm not sure how to spell that. So Kannauj is in the northern region of India, bordering onto Nepal. Okay, that's very interesting.
Workers gather roses in these fields near Kannauj and deliver them to distilleries while they're still fresh. This one is over 100 years old. It's owned by M.L. Ramnarayan Perfumers. There is no electricity and no industrial machinery here. Workers have already prepped these copper containers or degs, filling them with just the right amount of water, about 80 kilos.
This just sounds and looks extremely labor intensive. I'm never going to take my rose oils for granted anymore. My God, it's a wonder that we have such great perfumery existing on this planet, really.
सबसे मुश्किल तो यही चीज़ है कि हमको कितना पानी लेना है. सबसे मुश्किल यही चीज़ होती है, हर आदमी अंदाज नहीं लगा पाता है.
Once the flowers arrive, they are carefully weighed. It is an essential part of the process, as getting an accurate ratio is key.
हमें लगभग 5 वर्ष लगे इस काम को सीखने के लिए.
The roses are evenly spread out, and it takes 2 men to carry and pour them into the degs.
It's incredible.
As the petals begin to seep in the water, a craftsman seals the container rim with a mixture of clay and cotton. They then light firewood inside an earthen oven called a bhatti, and the alchemy begins.
We take it so much for granted. We get these materials online, and when you just see the passion and the intense number of years you need to learn a craft like this, it's so impressive. We're just all so interconnected that we don't even appreciate the industries that exist out there. So that's crazy.
The heat boils the water and flowers until they emit steam. It condenses as it travels through this hollow bamboo pipe or changa. That connects to the bhapka, a smaller container filled with sandalwood oil that forms the base of attar.
ये लोग भपके जोड़ रहे हैं और ये जैसे पट्टी ढीली हो जाती है जैसे टाइट बनी रहे तो ये भपके जो है मतलब पानी जो है बफा ना जाए.
So essentially this is their form of steam distillation, which is how a lot of floral ingredients are traditionally created in perfumery. So steam sort of makes the molecules evaporate and go into tubes and go into another container where they can catch the pure rose oil.
This is where every last drop of fragrant water will gather over 6 hours. In the meantime, workers constantly check the temperatures of the different vessels, using their hands and years of experience instead of thermometers. They monitor the fire to make sure the dags are warm enough to create steam, but not too much, otherwise it can destroy the scent.
Bear in mind, guys, India is one of the hottest countries in the world, and this just must be super intense to work in. This must be like the hottest, more hot than any kitchen that anyone works in. It's crazy.
They also have to make sure the bhapka stays cool enough to turn the steam back into liquid.
This is a job which requires a lot of patience, it requires a lot of time and effort. The input has to be good to get great outcomes. So every stage of our process has to be given a lot of focus and to be done with a lot of concentration, and any slip off can have negative results.
And the result is the all-natural attar, free from any alcohol or artificial chemicals.
So I think in that attar they were saying they go rose up top and then sandalwood in the base, which is a classic, great combination.
With a scent that can linger for days.
Yeah, they're very strong.
They make over 15 different kinds of oils. But one of their most prized is mitti attar, literally meaning earth perfume.
Okay.
When, let's say, there is rain on dry, parched earth, and the smell, the sweet, soothing smell that one gets. So that's the smell that you can expect from attar mitti.
To recreate the smell of earth, they use old clay pots that were used for spices or tea. They crush the pots and add them to the water just as they did with the roses.
Wow.
But while rose attar is made in a day, others can take weeks or even months to produce. They are distilled and redistilled till the smell is potent enough. The last step is the bottling process. It's also old school. Using a funnel and a bucket, every tiny bottle is filled by hand.
She just mentioned that these attars are very potent. I think Amouage are now doing attars, I believe. So if you guys want these really intense perfumes for yourself, maybe go to brands like Amouage. I haven't tried their attars, but it's for the people who want loud fragrances. It's your thing to go for.
Expensive attars can sell for 10,000 Indian rupees, or $135 US. And that's the price for just 2 teaspoons of it. The raw materials are costly, and it takes a lot to make just a little amount of perfume.
ये इतने महंगे इसलिए बिकते हैं कि जैसे आप चंदन का तेल ओनली 1 लाख रुपए से नीचे नहीं बिकता, ऊपर ही बिकता है. तो हम इस पे फूल लगाएंगे 50 रुपए किलो या 200-250 रुपए किलो वाला, तो ऑटोमेटिक उसका रेंज बढ़ जाएगा.
And I imagine as human beings push so much wildlife and so many species to extinction, a lot of these pure perfume oils will only keep increasing in cost.
Kanauj has been known to produce attar for at least 400 years.
As a matter of fact, Kanauj has got the geographical indication for an attar. So, technically, an attar can only be from Kanauj.
But the method of steam distilling is said to have originated in ancient Persia and the Middle East, thousands of years ago. In India, it was popularized by Mughal kings during the 17th century. But these days, young brand-conscious Indians mostly use Western perfumes. As a result, in the last 20 years, 80% of India's traditional distilleries have closed down. And the people of Kanauj have felt the decline.
There we go, guys. Because all the young Indian guys are buying Chanel, Dior, Calvin Klein, they're actually losing the highest quality perfumery. It's a sad, sad, ironic twist of how things go in some industries.
So the whole town is involved in the business of perfumery. I would say about 80% to 85% of the people living in the industry, in the town, are associated to the perfume industry in one way or the other.
Oh my God.
A lot of people say that, you know, it's losing its sheen and stuff like that, but we personally don't feel that way. Every day we strive to innovate and, you know, find a new application for our oils.
And I hope by the end of this video they say they're on the way back up, because I feel that luxury / niche perfumery is becoming more common and more normal in the industry. So hopefully they'll have more demand for their services, because I wish I could buy their stuff. Actually, I might see if I can buy it, because it would be great to be able to support an entire region's economy like that.
Oils. So we've seen growth, no doubt.
Muslims all across South Asia have used attar for centuries. It's believed to be one of Prophet Muhammad's most prized possessions.
तो हमारे दादा हमारे डैडी सब बहुत शुरू से लगाते हुए आ रहे हैं.
And outside of India, these chemical-free attars are popular in the Middle East. European fragrance houses have also been importing attar to use it as an ingredient in their modern perfumes, breathing new life into an ancient industry.
It does feel like the Western style of perfumery is now getting very much influenced by Middle Eastern or just Eastern style of perfumery in general. So it is definitely affecting things.
We are very proud of our lineage, but at the same time it's a lot of responsibility as well. When you have to maintain and sustain certain standards, then that becomes difficult. It makes us proud to carry forward a legacy of 5 generations.
After all, recreating the smell of rain on earth is no small legacy.
That's incredible that 400 years of tradition and passing down the trade makes something like that. That is, we don't appreciate the intensity and effort needed for perfume. So I'm really hoping that's opened all of our eyes, guys, and lets us appreciate other parts of the world. And with things like global warming happening and natural disasters happening in you know, not too far from this region was Pakistan, where you had 50 million people displaced, you do start to appreciate nature more. If we want these beautiful scents, we need to respect nature. And I'm hoping that we don't carry on destroying all these ingredients like we did for oud, frankincense, myrrh, where we're just pushing all their trees to extinction. So yeah, I really hope that was educational, guys. If you enjoyed watching this kind of documentary style of reaction videos, let me know if you want to see more as well in the future. And make sure to check out our other reaction videos, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.